The mutiny of Roman legions in 47 BC grew out of frustration among Julius Caesar's veteran troops after years of continuous campaigning. These soldiers had fought through the brutal civil war against Pompey the Great, including victory at Battle of Pharsalus. Despite their loyalty, they had not received the discharge, land grants, and bonuses they believed had been promised. By 47 BC, tensions peaked when several legions stationed in Campania mutinied, demanding payment and release from service. The unrest was fueled by delays in rewards and uncertainty as Caesar continued military operations, including campaigns in the east after the Civil War. Caesar rode into their camp, took a position in their center courtyard, and waited.
I see you gathered before me, men of the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 12th legions, veterans of the Gallic Wars, victorious legions who have changed the world and brought honor to Rome. I greet you today not as strangers nor soldiers at my command, but as men I have known in hardship and triumph alike. I greet you as those who once stood unbroken beside me when all others faltered. I have come to you directly, though many counseled me against it. I have ridden into your camp not with guards at my back nor suspicion in my heart, but openly, because I would look upon your faces and speak to you directly. I am here because I am told that you are asking for discharge from service, for back pay, and for the promised bonuses of land and money owed to you. So, that is why you have taken this position? That is why you sit here, apart from your duty, apart from Rome, apart from me, in open rebellion? I will not pretend I do not understand the weight of these demands. You have served long. You have endured much. You have earned reward. No man can deny it, and I least of all. But I will speak to you honestly, as I always have. I take this not merely as a petition, but as an insult. That men I have fought beside for so many years, men who have shared my dangers and my fortunes, would choose to mutiny against me, for delayed payment of such trivial things. Trivial not because they are worthless, but because they pale beside what we have been to one another. Is gold so dear that it outweighs loyalty? Is land so precious that it erases memory? Have the years we have spent together become so cheap that they can be measured in coin? Think back, if memory still holds any power among you. Do you remember when we first crossed into Gaul just over 10 years ago? You were not yet the hardened warriors who stand before me now. You were young men, uncertain, facing a land vast and unknown. Before us moved the Helvetii, a people in migration, bold and determined. At the Arar River we struck them, not as scattered men, but as a single force. You fought with discipline, with courage, and we broke them. That was our beginning. Then came the Germans, fierce and savage under Ariovistus. Many in Rome trembled at his name. Many believed him unconquerable. But at the Vosges, you proved otherwise. You stood firm when lesser men would have fled. You crushed him, and with him the fear that had gripped the Republic. Years passed, hard years, campaign after campaign. You learned to endure hunger that gnawed at your very bones. You marched through lands where the cold seemed to pierce the soul itself. You crossed rivers, climbed mountains, and faced enemies who outnumbered you, who believed themselves invincible. And yet, you endured. At Alesia, do you remember Alesia? Surrounded by enemies within and without, trapped between a city that would not yield and an army that sought to crush us. There, any other force would have perished. Any other commander would have despaired. But not you. Not us. You built walls against both the besieged and the besiegers. You held your ground while the world seems to close in. And when the moment came, you struck. You broke them. You forced Vercingetorix himself to surrender. In that moment, Gaul was won, not by me, but by you. And still, your trials were not over. Last year, at Pharsalus, you faced not foreign tribes, but Romans. Romans led by Pompey, a man once thought the equal of any general alive. You were outnumbered. You were weary. Many believed you would falter. But you did not falter. You stood. You fought. You triumphed. You saved Rome. You saved the Republic. And through all of this, through every march, every battle, every hardship, what were we? We were not merely commander and soldiers. We were companions. We were bound together. We were hungry together. We saw the world together. We fought bravely together. We mourned our brothers together. We saved Rome together. Tell me, does gold matter more than that? Does land? Can any payment replace what is already ours? And yet, here I stand, looking upon men who have forgotten. Men who would rather sit in defiance than stand beside me once more. Men who would demand before they remember. I was told not to come here. I was told you were angry, that you were dangerous, that I should send envoys or promises or threats. I was told to keep my distance. But I asked them, why would a father ever fear meeting with his sons? That is what I believed you to be. That is what I still wish to believe. But what am I to think now, when those sons rise in mutiny against me, when they speak not with loyalty, but with demands? Do you think I do not intend to reward you? Do you think I would cast aside the very men who carried me to every victory I have ever known? No. I have promised you money. You shall receive it. I have promised you land. You shall have it. I have promised you honor. You already possess it. But there is a time for all things, and now is not the time to abandon our duty. The war is not yet finished. Africa awaits. Our enemies gather still. Rome is not yet secure. Would you leave now? Would you abandon everything we have accomplished just as the final stroke approaches? Would you trade the completion of our destiny for a purse of coins and a plot of earth? If that is truly your wish, if you have truly become men who value comfort over glory, payment over purpose, then I will not stop you. You ask for discharge. Very well. You are all now discharged. You shall go where you will, free from obligation, free from command, free from the burdens you have borne for so long. And when I return from Africa, victorious, as I have always been, and have restored Rome to the proud republic it once was, you shall receive every reward I have promised you, in full. I wish to thank all of you for your many years of service to Rome. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve as your commander. I wish all of you nothing but the best. Good day, citizens.